Hey folks, I'm back, and we're on to the next video. It's been a skip in a couple of games, but here we go again with some new same old characters. This time I'm up. I was matched against a fire team of 5. So the pre-made fire team of 5. They started out actually with 6 players, and we started out with 5. This is, as you can see, this is a fairly common event. Where even, I don't know whether it's just my bad luck, like I have an incredibly bad luck, or I always end up on the short end of the stick when it comes to those matchmaking situations. So, again, this is something where you just have to kind of compete against the way they're competing. So if they're hanging back, then you want to hang back. If they're pushing, then you want to hang back, but you want to be able to put yourself in a position where you can address a team of pushers. So these guys didn't really push that much. They push in 1s and 2s, and that was about it. So here we see that I actually hit him, but no damage. Right now, here where that happened, if you go frame by frame, I shot him where he was supposed to be, probably towards his legs. Should have done some damage. Did no damage. Threw a throwing knife just because I was like, "Whoa, oh my God, I got to do something." Threw the throwing knife. Did some damage, about half his health went down. So almost all of his shield. And then shot him again with a shotgun. And even though the animation didn't show a grenade coming out of his hand or anything like that, but maybe a melee or something like that. But I ended up dying from his melee. Now all of his shots missed, so I don't understand how a void bomb, or whatever you call it, it's not the same thing for Night Stalkers, but a void grenade, a void, vortex grenade or something like that, was able to, when it hit me, bring me down to almost 0 health and give me no chance to jump away. That's virtually impossible. It has never happened to me in another situation. Certainly not with a void walker. And I don't understand how being hit with a void grenade and then jumping away from it within a half second of realizing I got hit wouldn't address it. And this is basically where we're at right now with the PvP meta, which is that you literally don't have time to react to damage being done. So you're at full health, maybe you're getting chipped away a little bit, and then suddenly you're down to almost 0. And it's a ongoing problem. It happens with laggers, and it happens with pre-made fire teams. And these guys are in pre-made fire teams, so it's something to expect. So now I'm basically playing against the lag. I'm not playing against the player. I'm not playing against the quality of the player. Here, I shot him. Probably that was enough to kill him. But in any case, I was able to land the shot before he was able to land the melee. But my thorn did not keep his regen from happening. So again, you have to basically like jump, and here, watch this guy. The same guy that just did the regen, he dies like literally a half a second later. So there's a huge delay in his dying, which doesn't make any difference in that particular situation, but makes a huge difference overall when you're looking at how other players react, whether they know or not. Now that guy just literally slides to the left, right? So you'll have to tell me how the super animation barely finishes, and then he's 30 feet to the left in the next half second. It just doesn't happen that way. You can call it Titan skating all you want, but at this point I'm so frustrated and so kind of overwhelmed by the unexpected behavior of the opposing team that I'm just essentially trying to clear them as quickly as possible, and not paying attention to my radar, because obviously radar is not going to help me. Not paying attention to the positioning of the team, and not really keeping an eye out. And that's one thing I'd say is really the way to best take care of it, because I didn't react well to this. This is probably like, oh gosh, we're probably 2 hours in on the 22nd at this point, around 7 o'clock on the 22nd. And You know, thankfully my traps, my trip mines are actually doing the damage they're supposed to do. That doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen next time. But here you have somebody who was meleeed. Now normally a warlock melee can one-hit you, right? So a charged warlock melee has one-hit me several times. Look how fast that guy is crawling backwards. So when I'm crouching, I can't move that fast. But evidently this guy can. And I have defense agility builds on all my characters. So that's the way this is. It's the way the lag is in Destiny Crucible is that I build all my characters, no matter what their talents are, no matter what my skills are. I build all my characters for defense and and movement speed, agility, because recovery just doesn't make any difference. And the way the Crucible is set now, I'm either being one-shot killed or I'm being killed when I have no chance to react to those to the people shooting. So again, here we are again. So there wasn't time for that person to shoot me more than once because I have a thorn too. I was being shot with a thorn. There wasn't time for that person to shoot me more than once, but I was being killed like within a half a second. And this person obviously shotgunned me, but there was a delay in their reaction. So I'm pretty sure that I was able to shoot at them at that time. They should have received some damage.
Zone A neutralized. Zone C
but
lost.
They did not.
Zone B neutralized.
And of course, once you combine a whole team like this, and this is again the fire team, the pre-made fire team advantage is that none of us is able to make appropriate hits. So we'll be shooting at a particular character representation on the screen, and it's not going to make any difference. It's not going to have the damage it's supposed to have. You know, I wasted three golden gunshots on this guy. So look. All right. So now I wait, hold off, and there he goes. And it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to get multiple kills on that golden gunshot anyway, but it's kind of illustrative of how difficult it is. And there we have no damage. So someone who set off the grenade and then was able to hit me with a firebolt that much later, that tells you, and one-shot me with a firebolt, by the way. So firebolts don't do that. I was at full health before I started that engagement. Yes, I was at full health before I started that engagement. So, you know, Bungie's going to have to explain how they're calculating damage. You're going to have to explain to me how a damage referee works when I'm holding a thorn and somebody else is holding a thorn. We face off against each other at the same time, but he's somehow able to get off twice as many shots as me as in the same amount of time. And believe me, I'm a year 1 player. I know how to use thorn. There's very little difference between year 1 thorn and this thorn. The performance is a little shorter, meaning that it takes a little longer to make shots, but some people are able to make shots super quick with a thorn now, and that's because of the lag. That's the host is catching up to that person who's lagging. So they made shots I didn't even see, even though I wasn't visible to them. There have been many points in many games where I was essentially being caught up on damage when I couldn't possibly have been receiving damage in the first place. So I'd only been out of cover for, say, a second to a second and a half, and was dead at that point. And that's why the thorn is so important. This is just a fluke on my part. I thought actually that I had aimed a little higher, but with rocket launchers, if there's any obstruction in your view, don't try to shoot it, because you're just going to hit the obstruction. It's just the way the rocket launcher works. So you're not going to be able to thread a needle with a rocket launcher unless it's a long distance needle. Actually, Twilight Gap is fantastic for that. And that guy, you'll see, is a striker, but was invisible at the start of that engagement. Invisible. Like they they were shimmering like an invisible thing. So you can tell that somebody's probably very much using a lag switch to get this, and so they win their Crucible match. Hooray for them. I'll talk to you soon. I've got lots more